Hello, wizards and wizettes. This is Greg with Demonosophy and Beyond, and I'm here to do a book review on the book La Santa Muerte by Thomas Powers. Or Thomas Power, I'm sorry. Tomás. This book was very good when I got my hands on it. It was a few years ago, that I actually read it. I lost the book, and then I saw it being sold at my favorite shop where I buy my incense, so I made sure to get a copy. When I initially ran into it, I was in Barnes & Noble, and I was kind of at that point where I felt that everything that was available at Barnes & Noble was watered down, so I wasn't really trying to buy any books from the New Age section. But this book kept jumping out to me, kept calling to me, until I just finally just said screw it and bought the book. Well, I was very glad that I bought the book. It wasn't a mistake. In this book, what it does is it talks about Santa Muerte's origins. Why am I even talking like that? Anyway, rolling my R's. It talks about her being the Aztec goddess of death. I think it's Aztec. And how she gained popularity in Mexico. And she became the folk saint for the people. It also talks about how she is misinterpreted as a saint simply for criminals and drug dealers and those that are doing bad activities. But actually, she doesn't just favor them. She actually can work with anybody, because if death can take all, then death can work with all. Good, bad, rich, poor, white, black, brown, whatever color you are, whatever culture you are, death comes for you. Therefore, you can work death magic. I've never ever heard of anybody being rejected by Santa Muerte when they ask for her permission to work her magic. Another good thing is that it takes you into the different colors and what they represent when you are using Santa Muerte. And it talks about the different tools in order to make an altar to her, as well as what kind of offering she takes and how to make initial contact with her. And this book is good for both noobs as well as people who are advanced in magic. The only thing that I will say is that Santa Muerte, her power is very overwhelming at times. My initial meeting with her was very uncomfortable. It didn't feel like so intense that I felt like I was being attacked or that I was going to die. But it was just, when I talked to her, it was like talking to a black hole that was like sucking at your soul. And then it took a lot of concentration to actually talk to her and pay attention during that initial contact. But she did give me permission to work with her. And when I invoked her using the ritual that I did, it wasn't in the book, it was by intuition. She told me never to do it again. She said, when I asked her why, she said it was out of my scope of power. I tried doing it again, like a dumbass, but she never answered that way. But she had come to me before. And the good thing about working with Santa Muerte is that her power is very strong. However, that can also backfire because, she's the big guns. Like, she's the overkiller. So you want to be very, you want to think about what you're doing when you're using Santa Muerte, and be sure that you want to use her power. For me, and for some other people, Not always everybody. Her personality is like a grumpy grandma. She's willing to do things for you, but she might grumble about it, or she might just come off as just, very grumpy. But she will also warm up to you after a while and kind of soften up. She's very protective, extremely protective. And not only can she go after the living, but she can also affect the dead. And I say that because after my mother died, I was having trouble with my mother because she was a Christian, and her spirit found out that I was, working magic. And so her as a spirit was flipping out on me. And so Santa Muerte must have heard me complaining about her to somebody, and she beat the shit out of her. And from then on, I never had like any nagging from my mother's ghost. So that just gives you an idea of what kind of powers she has. I definitely recommend that you pick up this book, and if it's available on Amazon, I don't get paid by Amazon or anything like that, but if I find a place where you can pick it up and buy it, I'll leave a link. Let's put it that way. And I'll be sure to list the title as well as the author in the video description. So that's all I have to talk about tonight. Happy second day of spring. I think it's second. Yeah, yesterday was the first. And hopefully everything will warm up and everybody will be getting some sun. It's starting to warm up. So, all right. Peace.